So, continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 14th chapter, Disappearance of Lord Krishna, text number 4 onwards. So, the context is Yudhishthira Maharaj had sent Arjun to Dwarka to see Krishna to find out what his next program is, but he hasn't come back. Many months have passed, and Yudhishthira Maharaj is seeing all the bad omens. It means the Kali Yuga is about to start, and he's seeing those omens, and he's afraid Krishna must have left the planet. That's why it has started. So the bad omens are being described here. Text 4. Jiha जिह्यप्रायं व्यवहृतं शाठ्यं मिश्रं च सौहृदं पितृमातृ सुहृद भ्रातृ दंपतीनां च कल्कनम्. All ordinary transactions and dealings became polluted with cheating, even between friends. And in familial affairs, there was always misunderstanding between fathers, mothers, sons, between well wishers, between brothers, even between husband and wife, was always strain and quarrel. So these are the symptoms of Kali Yuga. So only in Kali Yuga, husband and wife would fight. So other yugas, there won't be any fight. And even between fathers, mothers, sons, between well-wishers, between brothers, there's always fighting. There's always misunderstanding. There are always cheating going on. Even between friends, Krishna, Sud Goswami is saying, even between friends, and which is we are so used to it these days that it is taken for granted. Nobody will be honest with you. Everybody is trying to save his or her possessions because they can't trust anybody these days. A conditioned living being is endowed with four principles of malpractice, namely errors, insanity, inability, and cheating. These are signs of imperfection, and out of the four, the propensity to cheat others is most prominent. And this cheating practice is there in the conditioned souls because the conditioned souls are primarily in the material world imbued with an unnatural desire to lord it over the material world. So the conditioned souls are primarily in the material world imbued with an unnatural desire to lord it over the material world. So in Kali Yuga, in other yugas, at least they try to purify themselves, even if they have to lord it over the material world. Like all the demons, Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, they did so much of tapasya. It was purification. But in Kali Yuga, all these little demons, they don't even want to purify themselves. They just want to cheat. That's it. No matter what happens, they will cheat others. They'll try to cheat anybody and everybody and try to become the rulers. So that is the policy. A living being in his pure state is not conditioned by the laws because in his pure state he is conscious that a living being is eternally subservient to the Supreme Being, and thus it's always good for him to remain subservient instead of falsely trying to lord it over the property of the Supreme Lord. In the conditioned state, the living being is not satisfied, even if he actually becomes a lord of all that he surveys, which he never becomes, and therefore he becomes a victim of all kinds of cheating, even with his nearest and most intimate relations. So, in the conditioned state, living being is not satisfied, even if he actually becomes a lord of all his surveys, which he can never become. So, especially in Kali Yuga, he resorts to cheating business. So, by cheating, by hook or crook, he wants to become the leader. He wants to become I am the controller, I am the proprietor, I am the enjoyer. But he can never be. And this is Maya. Maya makes us go, like it says, no, merry-go-round. We go round and round and round and round and keep going round and round and round and we achieve nothing. And biggest cheating is what? Like Prabhupada used to say, these so-called teachers, they're not teachers, they're cheaters. Because they are not teaching the right thing. They themselves don't know, and they're not teaching the right thing to their students. that you're not this body, you're spirit soul. The basic principle, the basic education is wrong, and anything basic foundation is wrong. Anything we build on that foundation, the building is not gonna be correct. So this is what Prabhupada said, they're all cheaters. Everybody is cheating everybody. If we could be cheating grossly, and we could be cheating subtly. It's cheating business going on. People become gurus, and they are doing what? They're cheating their followers. And that's where the Prahlad Maharaj says, Anda yathandya rupaniya manas. Blind is following the blind, and the both are going into the ditch, falling in the ditch. The guru, the leader is blind, and the followers are blind. They both are cheating each other that, oh, okay, I'll take you to heaven, and the followers are thinking that he'll take me to heaven without me doing any tapasya, any austerity. So let me follow this guru. And they both are going into hell. So this is all cheating going on. In such an okay, in such an unsatisfactory state of affairs, there is no harmony, even between and sons, or between husband and wife. But all these contending difficulties can be mitigated by one process, and that is the devotional service of the Lord. Yes, it can be mitigated, it can be checked by devotional service of the Lord, but that devotional service has to be pure, unmotivated, uninterrupted. When we come to devotion service, because the cheating propensity is there, we start cheating here also. Thinking by cheating, I'll be known as a big devotee. Whether I am a devotee or not, it hardly matters. I should be known as a big devotee, as a pure devotee. And who he doesn't understand who is it that he's going to be known, which circle of people is going to be known as a pure devotee. It's again some foolish rascal people. That's it. Those who are actually pure devotees, they never want to advertise themselves as pure devotees. They won't even want to listen to anybody calling them pure devotees. It's just like example is given of a lamp. If it is a little lamp, if you burn it in a dark room, it will lit up the whole room. And the lamp will be very proud of his power. Okay, I have lit up the whole room. I'm so powerful. But the same lamp, if you bring it closer to the sun, then he'll understand I have no power actually. What is my power compared to the power of the sun? So similarly, when we are starting, when we are neophyte, when we think, we sit among few people and we speak big philosophy, and we think we have changed the hearts of somebody, and we know so much. But when we come closer to Krishna or closer to exalted senior devotees, then we should understand we don't know anything actually. When we are coming closer to sun, we should understand my power is nothing compared to theirs. So, but when we are with some general public, when we can think, oh, I'm such a big scholar, I'm a big speaker, I'm a big spiritual person, because they would come and respect. Of course, they have to respect, but we should understand what is my position. But the cheating propensity is there, so we don't want to let it go. We want to be honored because it boosts our ego. It makes us feel so good. This is all cheating propensity, and this is the symptom of Kali Yuga. It's just like when in India, I don't know if it is going on or it will come later. The season, the dengue season, is it started or not yet? I don't know. But when the dengue season is there, we try to be careful, right? We try not to do things by which we can counteract dengue fever or chikungunya. Why? Because the season is like that. Anybody can catch dengue. So similarly, Kali Yuga is a season for hypocrisy, or quarrel, for cheating. This is a season. This is the age. It is going to happen. No matter how much we try, we will become a victim of that. So since it's a season, we have to try to protect ourselves. We cannot change the season. Only thing we can do is try to protect ourselves. Just like if it is raining outside, we cannot stop the rain. All we can do is carry an umbrella. So we try to protect ourselves. First, we try to protect ourselves by doing proper sadhana, reading proper books, association of devotees, serving each other, serving devotees, serving the Lord. And then we also try to protect ourselves by not associating with people whose association would be harmful for us, harmful for our bhakti. So just like everywhere, some do's are there and some don'ts are there. So do's we know very well, but don'ts also we have to follow. Don't do this, don't do that. It's for our protection. Just like if rainy season is there, okay, do is take an umbrella. Don't let the umbrella go. Otherwise you'll get wet. Or don't try to peek outside the umbrella. So we have to be careful because the season is of quarrel and hypocrisy. This is the day and age of that. The word of hypocrisy can be checked only by counteraction through devotional service to the Lord and nothing else. Maharaj Yudhishthira, having observed the disparities, conjectured the disappearance of the Lord from the earth. So he understood, he deduced from that Krishna must have left. Text 5. Nimittani ati arishtani kale tvanugate nirnam lobhadya dharma prakritim drishto vacha anujam nripaha. In course of time, it came to pass that people in general became accustomed to greed, anger, pride, etc. Maharaj Yudhishthir, observing all these omens, spoke to his younger brother. Such a pious king as Maharaj Yudhishthir at once became perturbed when there were such inhuman symptoms as greed, anger, irreligiosity, and hypocrisy rampant in society. It appears from this statement that all these symptoms of degraded society were unknown to the people of the time, and it was astonishing for them to have experienced them with the advent of Kali Yuga or the age of quarrel. So this is the age of greed, anger, irreligiosity, hypocrisy, and in the verse it says pride also. There's a wonderful incident that happened about the humility or pride. Dronacharya, he sent both Yudhishthira Maharaj and Duryodhana in the city because he wanted to find out about the humility and pride. So the instruction he gave to Yudhishthira Maharaj was, go find a person, uh, go find the most proud person. No, go find the most, I'm sorry, go find the worst person in the state. And to Duryodhan, he gave the instruction, go find the best person in the state of Hastinapur. And they both came back and they said, we could not find it. Yudhishthira Maharaj was thinking, I am the worst person. There is no person more worse than me. And Duryodhan came back and said, I'm the best. There's no person who is better than me. So this is how humble Yudhishthira Maharaj is. And that's why when he is seeing these symptoms, he said, I cannot bear it. I cannot tolerate it. And he is deducing that Krishna must have left. That's why these omens are getting very prominent. Text 6. Yudhishthiravacha sampreshito dvarakayam jishnurbandu didrikshaya gyatum cha punya shlokasya krishnasya cha vicheshtitam. Maharaj Yudhishthira said to his younger brother Bhimsen, I sent Arjun to Dwarka to meet his friends and to learn from the personality of Godhead, Krishna, of his program of work. Means he sent you Arjun to find out what is Krishna up to and what he wants to do next, so that we can help him. Gata saptadhuna masa Bhimsen tavanujaha nayati kasya vaheto naham vededa manjasa. Since he departed, 7 months have passed, yet he has not returned. I do not know factually how things are going there. So there was no WhatsApp, no Facebook that time, no email, no phone calls that Arjun could have called, could have sent a latest report of Dwarka over the pictures. No, there was no such facility that time. अपि देवर्षिणादिष्ट स कालो अयमुपस्थितः यदात्मानो अराम अंगमा क्रीडम भगवान उत्सिशिक्षति. Is he going to quit his earthly pastimes, as Devarshi Narad indicated? Has that time already arrived? So Yudhishthira Maharaj is talking to Bhimsen and trying to figure it out. As we have discussed many times, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, has many plenary expansions, and each and every one of them, although equally powerful, executes different functions. In Bhagavad Gita, there are different statements by the Lord, and each of these statements is meant for different plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions. For example, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharat and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself to deliver the faithful, to annihilate the miscreants, and also to re-establish the principles of occupational duty. I appear in every age. So many statements Krishna has given. Whatever action a great man performs, common men will follow, and whatever standards he set by his exemplary acts, all the world pursues. Bhagavad Gita 3:21. All the above statements by the Lord apply to different plenary portions of the Lord, namely his expansions such as Sankarshan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Narayan. These are all he himself in different transcendental expansions, and still the Lord as Shri Krishna functions in different sphere of transcendental exchange with different grades of devotees. And yet Lord Krishna, as he is, appears once every 24 hours of Brahma's time, or after a lapse of 8.64 billion years, or 86 billion years. In each and every universe, and all his transcendental pastimes are displayed in each and every universe in a routine spool. But in that routine spool, the function of Lord Krishna, Lord Vasudeva, etc., are complex problems for the layman. There is no difference between the Lord's self and the Lord's transcendental body. The expansions execute different activities. When the Lord, however, appears in his person as Lord Shri Krishna, his other plenary portions also join in him by his inconceivable potency called Yogamaya. The Virat Roop of Lord Krishna is also different from him by his inconceivable potency. The Virat Roop exhibited on the battlefield of Kurukshetra is a material conception of his form. Therefore, it should be understood then when Lord Krishna was apparently killed by the bow and arrow of the hunter, the Lord left his so-called material body in the material world. So Prabhupada is trying to come to this point that when Krishna appears, first of all, he appears by his own energy, own potency, Swamaya, and then all his expansions, they appear with him in his body. When Krishna as Bhagwan Swayam he comes on the earth to perform his pastimes. And one of his inconceivable forms is a Virat Roop. Virat Roop is material. It is not at all nothing. There is no spiritual thing in there. Virat Roop. So when Krishna leaves this world, and Prabhupada does write it, he was apparently killed. Although Krishna can never be killed, it's not especially by somebody shooting an arrow at the sole of somebody's feet. He can kill somebody. There's no way. So when Krishna left for the spiritual world, he left the Virat Roop behind. So this was to bewilder the atheists also, so that they won't be able to understand who Krishna is. Until we come to the platform of bhakti, and we cannot know Krishna more than what he wants us to know. Bhakti, we don't force him, we cannot force him. So only his mercy, that's what works. The Lord is Cavalier, and for him there is no difference between matter and spirit because everything is created from him. Therefore, his quitting one sort of body or accepting another body does not mean that he is like the ordinary living being. All such activities are simultaneously one and different by his inconceivable potency. When Maharaj Yudhishthir was lamenting the possibility of his disappearance, it was just in persons of a custom of lamenting the disappearance of a great king. But factually, the Lord never quits his transcendental body, as is misconceived by the less intelligent persons. So Krishna never quits his transcendental body because he is that body. There's nothing, no separation between the two. But what Maharaj Yudhishthira was lamenting was because he won't be able to see Krishna. That's it. Such less intelligent persons have been condemned by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita, and they are known as Mudas. Mudas means the lowest of a fool. That the Lord left his body means that he left again his plenary portions in the respective dhamas as he left his Virat Roop in the material world. So when he left, so he left the Virat Roop, which belonged to the material world, and he left all his plenary expansions, whichever dharma they belong to. So this is how he went back to the spiritual world. So that's the difference between Krishna and us. So I'll stop here. See anybody has any question or comment.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, I have a question regarding surrendering. That how to surrender in front of Krishna and what to be asked every day.
Surrendering actually means following the instructions of Krishna. So more we try to follow them properly, more we are getting surrendered. Like his instructions are, Man manabha mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Become my devotee, think of me, offer your respects unto me. So that's his instruction. So if we are surrendered, then we'll follow that instruction properly to the utmost core of that instruction. So when we are trying to surrender, then we are trying to think of him, trying to become his devotee. So that is surrender. So what to ask him whenever we go to take darshan. So the different devotees can say different things, but you can ask, or we can ask, oh, Krishna, please keep on engaging me in your service. Please always keep me in your service. Don't let me go to Maya service. Any other thing we can ask? Please, Krishna, give me a taste for chanting of your holy name. Please, give me a taste for serving devotees, serving you. Please give me a taste for hearing Krishna Katha. Give me a taste for associating with devotees. So we can beg for these things. We can pray for these things because all these items they'll help us in making progress in bhakti. Material things also one can ask. There's nothing wrong, but it's not the best thing to do. But there's nothing wrong with it. But understanding that if we ask for material things, Krishna may or may not give those. It's all up to him. But when he asks for bhakti part, then chances are he will give. Is it okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes.
Thank you, Mant. Okay, so you all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.